This is Ireland, a growing economy with a 0.9% and a 0.8% GDP growth for the Euro and EU area respectively, according to the European Commission. This positive growth has attracted immigrants from different parts of the world who flock the state in search for greener pastures. This multi-ethnic and multicultural environment, however, has created the right breeding ground for racism.
I think racism is a dreadful thing.
The National Action Plan Against Racism, a plan developed by an independent committee appointed by the Irish government in 2020, proposes actions to help Ireland to become a place where the impacts of racism are acknowledged and actively addressed. However, many still find themselves being racially abused. Meet Geraldo, a student at Griffith College of Kenyan origin. He arrived in Ireland in high spirit to commence his master's program despite the January harsh weather condition. This happiness was only short-lived.
My first week here, I felt like I was profiled. I was at the bus stop in Crumlin. I was waiting for the bus to head to town. It was a small kid, a high school kid, maybe say around 14, 15, between 13 and 15 years of age. I was standing at the bus stop and he was riding his bike. He had school uniform on. Clearly he was coming from school, heading home. There were two guys. So I was using my phone. I hadn't even seen him yet. And then he passed and then he shouted monkey. And then when I raised my head, he made, the monkey signs and laughed as he rode the bike.
A report released by iReport showed that 51 cases of racial assaults were reported in the year 2020 and 40 in 2021. Joe seems to make it into the 2023 statistics.
I was standing next to this Irish girl and she felt so embarrassed. They are good people. She felt so embarrassed. She felt so bad. She came over to me and apologized on his behalf. I thought about it. I kept thinking about it, why he would make such a remark. However, I still understood that he's a kid on hormones. He's an adolescent boy, and they say anything, they do anything, they act out of not they don't act rationally. So I kind of just let it go.
Campaigns to this effect are still on top gear. A group of grandfathers who hold a vigil every Tuesday at the Dublin Spire along O'Connell Street has joined the fight, its sunset years notwithstanding.
We adopted the problem of racism because it's a problem that's international, but is also relevant to Ireland. And we felt we might do a bit of good if we did a vigil every week, get a banner, do this vigil, and just see will it help to influence for the good Irish people's attitude to racism.
My own life has brought me into many different places in the world. I've lived in Africa, in Latin America, in Asia, and my life has been enriched by exposure to different cultures.
Well, over the years, hundreds of reports have been released in Ireland and across the world. However, the fight against racism faces its own fair share of challenges.
Quite often people would come up and might say derogatory things about what we're doing. But mostly it's overwhelmingly positive. We seem to strike a chord with young people, maybe because we're all so old. They like to see that grandparents and their own grandparents can still make a difference in some way.
In the role of an elder with these other elders gives me an opportunity to take a stand about an issue that I feel strongly about.
I would challenge everybody out there to take steps that they can to use their positions of privilege to help others and to fight for equality and anti-racism every day.